When 13-and-a-half-year-old Catherine Kitty Pryde joined the X-Men, Storm quickly took her under her wing. Storm's guidance helped Kitty navigate the challenges of being a young lady, a young mutant, and a new member of the X-Men. In the X-Men's initial confrontation with the underground mutant community known as the Morlocks, Storm had to confront Callisto, the leader of the Morlocks, in a duel to the death. Storm's victory in the duel established her as the new leader of the Morlocks, showcasing her resolve and strength. Meanwhile, in an unknown location, Kitty Pryde was recovering from injuries. It is then that Storm first mentions that she loves Kitty like a daughter. Storm's role as Kitty's godmother added an emotional layer to Storm's actions and decisions. As her godmother, Storm felt a profound responsibility for Kitty's well-being, both physically and emotionally. Kitty's recovery period from the injuries sustained on the Morlock adventure was marked by Storm's constant presence and support. Despite her own struggles and transformations, most notably her adoption of the punk look, complete with the mohawk, Callisto's vest, and spiked accessories, Storm remained a nurturing figure to Kitty. Storm's new appearance symbolized her inner changes and her acceptance of her warrior side, but it did not diminish her compassion and maternal instincts. Storm's dual role as a field leader and a caring godmother helped Kitty navigate her own fears and insecurities. Kitty had to reconcile the image of her mentor and godmother with this new, edgier Storm. Over time, Kitty came to understand and respect Storm's need for change and self-expression. This acceptance was part of Kitty's growth, as she learned to appreciate the complexities and depths of those she admired. When Storm lost her powers due to Forge's neutralizer gun, 14-year-old Kitty stood by her, offering support and companionship as Storm adapted to a life without her mutant abilities. Since then, Storm and Kitty have shared numerous adventures and battles and served on many X-teams together. In most occasions, Storm has proudly followed Kitty's command in the field. The designation of Storm as Kate's godmother, while more ceremonial than anything official, emphasizes the familial nature of their relationship. It's a testament to the deep personal connection they share, transcending their roles as teammates. Last week, Captain Kate Pryde's body was recovered by her crew and returned to Krakoa. Storm, the White Queen, the Marauders, and even Callisto were indignant in their revenge. They showed no mercy. Last night, Professor X regrettably informed Emma and Storm of his decision. As all 17 of the resurrection attempts have failed, Professor X and the Five have concluded that Kate Pryde cannot be brought back. Her killer is still unknown to them. Well over 10 years ago.
I thought I had lost you, kitten.
Haven't called me that in a while.
I've not felt such grief since the time I thought Magneto had taken you from me.
I thought I was dead too. Glad we were both wrong.
Storm speaks to Kitty Pryde in Swahili.
Siku zote nitakuwa na wewe unapohitaji, mtoto wa moyo wangu.
Ororo, the natural multilinguist and instructor, had begun teaching Kitty Swahili when she was only 14 years old.
Same for me in return. Blessed mother of my soul.
Present day. Krakoa. Hellfire Beach. On the shores of the White Palace. A few mutants have gathered for Catherine Pryde, a.k.a. Captain Kate's funeral service. As her open casket passes, the Marauders and Kate's friends place roses atop her body. Storm and Emma watch closely as Sebastian and Shinobi Shaw join Magneto and Professor X in placing their roses into Kate's casket. Emma and Storm are the last to place their roses atop their shared friend.
All of the nation of Krakoa mourns you, my dearest Kate. Yet there will be no cemeteries on the living island of Krakoa itself.
The casket is then borne out to sea, floating just above the waters. Magic, Kate's longtime best friend, conjures a flame that Pyro casts onto the casket, creating a funeral pyre. Aurora is inconsolable. Emma Frost leaves the beach ceremony. It is only after she returns to the White Palace and shuts the door behind her that she allows her grief to overcome her, collapsing on the floor. As she cries, she hears a crash from another room. When she goes to investigate, she finds a Lockheed perched on a telescope in the study. Emma rushes to the alien dragon and asks him to show her what happened to him and Kate. Emma enters his mind and sees a telepathic image of Sebastian Shaw. Enraged, Emma turns Diamond and punches the wall with a scream. Hours later, the United States of America, Washington, D.C.
Next up, Foggy Bottom and George Washington University. Change here for the Orange Line.
Suddenly, the remaining passengers in the train car all exit together.
I thought I recognized you.
The woman does not lift her head from the book she has been reading.
But I couldn't tell with that hat pulled so low.
I wanted to speak to you privately, so I asked some friends to help arrange this meeting.
I actually mistook you for a model. And we don't see many of those in Washington. Especially ones that smell of ozone. I appreciate your discretion, Miss Monroe.
Storm finally lifts her head.
My friends call me Aurora, Dolores Ramirez.
Are we friends? If this is an attempt to coerce X-Desk, it will not lead to a favorable outcome.
Dolores still has not lifted her eyes from the book.
Far from it. I am here tonight to thank you. Today has been a very difficult day, but I wanted to let you know how personally grateful we were to receive the warning about the poisoned Krakoan medicines you sent to Kate Pryde and to Wolverine.
Dolores finally closes her book.
What was the outcome?
Aurora Monroe stands to her feet. In her heels, Aurora is well over 6 feet tall.
Very favorable. Wolverine stopped them from poisoning our waters, and then met my friends and I in Russia, and together we infiltrated their warehouse and swapped the tainted medicines for clean stock directly from our own companies. Verendi gave away perfectly fine Krakoan medicines, and you saved a great many human lives and spared Krakoa an international incident. And Verendi wasted millions on the black market.
Dolores laughs aloud. Then she packs away her book.
The next stop is Farragut West.
My stop. Nice to meet you. Maybe we'll meet again sometime. Before I go, I need to thank you too.
Oh?
My mother has returned to me because of those miracle drugs of the mind. I don't take the word miracle lightly.
I am happy for your miracle. Goddess knows there are not enough of them in the world.